Hello, Soliday Scoopers. We're back. Back at Mountain Chapel. Beautiful place. I like to come here and pray. For those of you that saw the last video, you already know why I come here for peace. But today's lesson is about community and how it's as much of a want as it is a need, which is kind of confusing but also kind of makes sense if you think about it. So let's talk. People are a interesting, magnificent thing. People watching, people do some strange things. Let's face it. There's three types of people. There's seasoned people, reasoned people, and forever people. Seasoned people, I feel like is self-explanatory, but I'll explain it anyways. Seasoned people are these people that are in our lives for a season. Now, this could be basic season like fall, winter, spring, summer, what have you, or this can be a religious season such as Lent or Christmas or something, where it's this person that maybe you're not familiar with, or maybe you are and you just kind of met them, and they're in your life for a season, and you can learn a lesson from them, or it could be somebody that you're guiding and maybe teaching. Either way, it's this person that's kind of in your life for a season. Sometimes it's important, sometimes it's not, but it's the kind of people that you remember, like, oh yeah, I remember him. And then you might see them like years later and you're like, oh my gosh, look how big you got, you've grown up, look at all the things you learned. It could be like that, or it could be something simple like, oh yeah, I heard of him, kind of thing, and you just kind of come up in conversation. That's a seasoned person. We've all had those in our lives before. If not, you're about to get one. They'll be in your life for a season. It'll be a whole thing, and you're going to talk about it in the comments, because that's what Soliday Scoopers do. Reason people are similar but different. Reason people are different than seasonal people because they can be in your life for longer than a season, and they're usually there for a certain reason. Whether it's intentional or not is a different story. Fulfilling God's purpose. Everything has a reason. We can talk about that if you want to. But a reasonable person is somebody that's in your life for a reason, usually to teach you something. Even if it's not like intentional, you'll kind of learn from them, feed off of each other. This could be a mentor, this could be a teacher, this could be a best friend that you've had when you were a kid that maybe you just lost touch with. This is really common in high school, where you have people that are in your life for a reason. You might be in a club with them, you might be friends for a minute, but then kind of lose touch afterwards. But it's also common in college because everybody kind of does different things. You have people in different semesters, different reasons. You kind of learn from each other, you bounce off one each other. This could be like a study buddy, best friend, something like that. Maybe a cousin that's temporarily helping you out, kind of thing. It depends. Everybody has different stories, different reasons where reason people come in, but you kind of learn something from them. Sometimes it could be years of knowing each other. Sometimes it could be a season of knowing each other, but reason people are different than seasoned people because they're kind of in your life longer and you are meant to learn from them. Whereas seasoned people, you're not meant to learn from them, but you can, and it really just depends on the situation. Then there's forever people. Forever people are people that are in your life forever. And I don't mean just family, like the basic forever people, like parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles and all that stuff. I'm not talking about that. Forever people are still friends, but they're friends that stick with you, somebody you can kind of talk to when you feel like you have no one else to talk to, and then they come to you and talk to you and they feel like they don't have anyone else to talk to. Those are forever people. Now, why am I telling you about three different types of people? Why is this relevant? Well, community deals with people, and you have to learn about people before you can learn about community. So community is kind of a combination of all these people, where it can be a group of people that you kind of like talk to. You have a mix of forever reason people, season people. Community is a want because you want that connection, but it's also a need because you need that connection, because otherwise, if you feel like you don't have someone to talk to, it can lead to serious mental illness. It can then lead to physical illness, and it can lead to health issues, and there's so much science that kind of proves this. But from a religious perspective, it's good to have people to talk to. I mean, Jesus had 12 disciples. They kind of talked to each other, trying to figure out what Jesus' grand plan was, trying to figure out, okay, what are we doing next? Why are we doing this? They kind of talked to each other every time a new one came in. You can find a lot of this throughout the book of Matthew and Mark, Luke, really the Gospels. But you can also find it even in Genesis. If you're talking about like Noah and the ark, like Noah's like, hey, my family needs to come with me kind of thing, kind of need them, don't want to do this on my own kind of thing. Even though everyone like doubted him, he still had the family to fall back on. There's a lot of different stories where we could feed off of this. Those are just well-known basic ones we can throw out there. But community is this thing, I'm trying to make this shorter than last time, but community is this thing that sticks with you. It's an important thing, you got to have it. We're here at Mountain Chapel. Mountain Chapel has a community of its own, where there's campers here that are technically reason people, because they're here to learn. They're here to grow closer in faith. They're here for a reason. And then there are the counselors that are seasoned people that are here for a season, but they're still here to teach. And it's honestly a mix of both. And we're here to inspire all to grow closer to faith. After all, it's for birth, growth, and renewal, to follow people through Christ. And we are all meant to be disciples of the Lord. Not necessarily teaching, but kind of inspiring others to test the waters of their faith and grow closer, which is why you feed off of one another and where community comes in. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And until next time,